So, you guys got back home, started looking after your pets, and also tried to track down the lead on the smugglers, only to find them all dead.
Horribly murdered.
Uh, yeah, horribly murdered. At least they weren't tortured. You think? I can't remember. Did you guys get anything actually useful from it, or were there no leads? At least from your point of view.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't here. I was sick.
I remember that you said that when I looked at the blood, it looked like it was human blood, but other than that, I don't remember.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, you guys...
The notebook said something.
If I remember correctly, it mentioned a name, or at least a code name.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't sell it, otherwise both you and the buyer will die.
Effectively.
I was making a reference, but sure.
Yeah, sorry. It is both a reference and a pretty good summarization of the entire situation here.
It smells good up here.
Oh yeah.
So,
Move, nigga.
Okay, so we did the party, we did this...
Sorry, I don't have the mute button.
So, you guys are back at the house. How do you guys want to go? How do you guys want to proceed? You have some info you can look into, specifically the journal, if you still have it. Possibly somebody could figure something out, but beyond that, you don't have anything to go on. And without who was attempting to receive this phylactery, that leaves you without much in a way to figure things out.
No, I had the chicken earlier.
Look at that kitty weapons. Yes. But Shy Guy, you have forgotten the most important thing.
Oh?
How many days are there till Necro's date?
About a week and a half.
37 days. Got it.
So, how do you want to proceed? You have you could potentially look into the actual book journal, or start asking around, seeing who was acting particularly shady.
Question. My character is the goblin in this one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just
you
making
also have
sure.
a pet owlbear cub.
Yay!
And we leveled up.
Ah,
Yeah, we're level 5. And I still have squishy hit points.
We're level 4, right?
No, we
You should.
Level 5.
Yeah, you all are level 5 now. Yes.
We leveled from clearing that maze. I have a 3rd level spell.
I can revivify if I get my hands on some diamonds.
Good luck with that.
The good news is I always have that spell prepped because it comes with my class domain.
Ooh, interesting. All right, so
Noctis. Now this gun sort's pretty cool, but I have a better idea. We need a gun that shoots swords.
Wouldn't it be easier just to make a crossbow that shoots small daggers?
Nope, they gotta be full-length swords. I thought of something that I remembered from earlier. Ignore me.
So, Necro, or if you want, you can actually try to take that seriously and actually roll an intelligence check to see if you can figure out a way to make full length, to make full size, two-handed, or even, one and a half, or even two-handed swords to work the way you try them.
To be shot out of a gun.
It would take a while, but you definitely have a few ideas.
It was
I can
said,
tell you, you just take a blunderbuss and shove knives into it. That'll help. That'll work just fine.
it started as a joke, but I'm actually considering it now.
It's like Octavius. It's like, yeah, I'm just joking. He turns back. Necro is just furiously scribbling in his notebook. No, keep going. But, yeah, of course. So, anybody else want to do anything? It is still the morning.
I still
Have we
don't
had breakfast?
really know what we're doing other than we found a clue and we're going to pursue it, right?
Well, you think you found a clue. It's the only thing you get.
Where does the clue lead to?
We have to figure that out. We have a scrap of paper that'll lead us to a breadcrumb that'll lead us to a rope.
So what's the clue?
Is a
And
book.
what does the clue apply to?
It's just a journal. It's a journal, sort of a ledger of sorts.
Is it the journal that had the potion concoctions in it, or is it a different journal?
That's a different journal. The one with the potion concoctions in is an entirely different matter.
Okay. Has anybody read the journal?
I don't believe so.
You guys did a precursory glance and found that it mentioned the deal with the phylactery.
Okay, I would like to read the journal.
Okay, it's more a more a ledger of sorts with like little entries, mostly just detailing his life or his work as the smuggler. Effectively, the first page entirely details how to deal with and actually help a certain criminal organization called the Fulton family, or
My character know about that?
or the Frelton family.
Would my character know about the Felton family at all?
You know vaguely of them. You know they're not people to be messed with. You had a friend who decided to go against them once, and
Got shot in the face.
less shot and more accidentally walked into his knife 37 times in the face,
Ah, okay.
and then somehow
38.
stumbled into a sewer where he got eaten.
Is this the crime family I almost got myself killed talking to?
You don't. Point point is, they're not people to be messed with, and evidently the smuggler and whatever crew he had managed to establish knew that. So, what they did was they constantly were paying a ransom. Or, well, effectively what amounted to rent. They'd give over money, and they wouldn't get gutted.
They're getting paid. They're getting shanghaied for protection fees.
Less protection fees and more do this and we'll ignore that you're infringing on our territory fees.
Oh, trip.
There was no preamble to them, quote unquote, protecting them. It actually says one of their agents straight up told us, pay us or we're gutting you like fish. So they decided. So they paid. 25% of their profit went to the Fralton. They had an agent located in a bar that was meant for a dead drop. They have specific directions on how to get there, but underneath it said the guy I've been meeting is getting a bit antsy. May need to switch up the location soon. From there, it mostly details various drugs and smuggling operations. Most of them are illegal drugs. The stuff you found, as well as a few more extreme substances.
Oh yeah, Toki. We had to give our boss all the drugs.
Yeah. Effectively, you guys realized that most of the stuff you got was stuff you would not want to have found on you.
They can't find it in the bag of holding if they don't know what they're looking for.
Also, my
They just would
character's
think
really good at hiding
drugs.
stuff on their person.
Fair points. But needless to say, your employer was not comfortable keeping that stuff. So she had it confiscated. From there, most of you decided. From there, it mostly looks at the various instances. There's a lot more stuff, I suppose. A few of it is weapon caches, some are experimental arcane items, a few of them are creatures, but most of those are pretty rare. From there, it's fairly evident that there's not much info on who's buying this. Most of them use code names or nicknames, such as Mr. H, Fishman, or in the more weird case, Rainbow Boy. For the most part, the names aren't given, except for Lord T, the one at the end. You figure Lord T
Can
might...
I roll? Can I roll something to try and figure out what Rainbow Boy is, considering I'm thinking Fish Boy is probably a Triton?
Sure, go ahead.
What would I roll?
Investigation.
Go ahead and continue, because it's going to take me over my computer slow.
So, the most interesting entries are Lord T and the one before him, known simply as
Lord
Specs.
Headass.
Jesus, okay. The point being that Lord T, that Specs was the one that ordered the magic spheres. The little magic ball. From there, majority of what happens isn't that clear. The only instructions were to spread them out among the masses, whatever the hell that meant. You have no idea what the Rainbow Boy is.
Okay.
Yeah. Spec's instructions were specifically spread it amongst the masses and document the findings. It was actually within his sort of this ledger that the smuggler, who you assume is now dead, noted that he had no idea what the specs meant by this, other than the fact that whenever he asked for clarification, all he got in response was, "You'll know what I mean when you do it."
Do you let people roll ones when they roll their health?
No, you can re-roll it.
Thanks.
Why is it?
Wait, why are you rolling a d4 as a cleric?
I don't know. That's just what my thing says.
Roll20 updated their thing. You have to select your hit dice now. It's not automatic.
Yeah, so you're a cleric, so wouldn't you be a d6?
I think so.
I love how you failed. You minimized and crit on that.
Yeah, you min-maxed. That is the literal...
It's a D8. Do I just go into settings?
If you click on the little parentheses next to hit dice, you'll be able to scroll down.
Okay. I'll roll in a second. My computer's being slow.
Clerics are actually D8s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I got a in between. Great. Alright, guys. 23 health for this squishy gal.
Yeah. So... for the most part, Specs was sort of a weird guy, mostly paid in artifacts and treasure. And by treasure, I mean like gold, I mean like gemstones. Dude was a bit of a weirdo. But the money was good, so they put up with him. Lord T, on the other hand, was just an ass. Constantly kept switching around due date, deadlines, seemed to think it was an honor for them to be working for him, even though most of them hated his guts and just wanted the job to be over with. And from there, not much is known. Lord T apparently never met them in person, always sending a courier. The courier's description is given pretty well, mostly because the guy would never meet him in the same place. As such, he needed to remind himself what he looked like so he knew who he was looking for. From there, there's not much said. You guys want to look... It is said, though, that one of the last messages the courier gave to him was, "Don't worry, don't worry, things will be sorted out. Things will be sorted out. Just hold and wait. You'll be paid everything you are owed in full."
Your eternal reward. That's actually where we came.
Basically. But yeah, from there, things went pretty well. It explains that most of the money was stashed away from the original area for, well, probably reasons of what happened there, in case somebody attacked their base.
Their base was a bunch of sheds in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, we can't all live in mansions.
Wait, hold up. You're telling me that somewhere in that field there's a pile of money?
Not somewhere in that field, in a warehouse about a mile away. Maybe a little less than a mile, but point being.
Well, I think our next course of action is clear. We eat, then we get some money.
Because we don't get paid for this shit. You're already in somebody's shit list. Might as well continue on that.
That's the spirit.
So, how do you guys want to proceed from here? Holly, you also note you feel like you've seen that messenger before from the description given. It's a bit weird, but
Would I recognize it as somebody I've met while I've been, like, on this plane or on a different one?
Sorry, Chloe, could you repeat? Damn.
Do I recognize it from being on this plane or on a different one?
This plane.
Okay. So, from reading, I have figured out that there is... Sorry, I'm picking my spells. That there's a gang that was paying somebody off to be able to do their stuff. And I'm trying to figure out...
There's a crime family that hired
There's a
smugglers.
crime family that were getting paid to ignore the fact that somebody was cutting in on their business. At the moment, you're trying to figure out why this particular gang of smugglers got their eternal rewarded.
Okay. They got their eternal rewarded?
They
What
got
does that mean?
axed. I was making a Aladdin reference when I said that.
They got dragged into a back alley and shanked.
So we're trying to figure out why they got shanked.
And true, their boss was.
Okay. Alright. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. I'm gonna tell the rest of everybody what I read. And I'm gonna say, so... Are we trying to figure this out by ourselves?
Effective.
And why do you guys care about this?
Did it mention it by any chance their last dropout point? Their last dead drop?
Yeah. You still have the location if you want to go and figure that out. Neko, if you want to say something, I haven't heard it.
Where exactly was it?
It was a small bar towards the edge of the city. Apparently, it was the favored locate. Apparently, it was an old dive of one of the family members, like one of the big shot family members. So it was sort of a nostalgia trip. And the smuggler knew this, so he chose it specifically for the fact that he knew they'd probably be a bit softened up.
Is it the same bar I've been going to?
No, completely different.
Okay.
So, from there, how do you want to go about it?
I think Holly and Octavia should check out that dive bar.
Trying to
And
get
me
me on,
and-
are we?
Hmm?
That was a joke. That was an in-character joke.
I forgot what your character
Don't
does.
overreact.
And me and Octavia should check out check out the warehouse.
Well, that sounds as good a plan as any.
Okay, so sorry, Mark, I think you cut out for me. Could you repeat what you said?
I said that's as good as an idea as any.
All right, so Holly and Octavius are going to the bar, and Necro and Thargarth are going to the warehouse.
Octavius,
Correct.
what's your class?
Octavius is Bard.
I am the bard.
Okay.
Yes.
He is the Bard now.
Okay. I'm checking for my healing spells.
So we'll start with Octavius and Holly. You get to the bar, and it's. Sorry, I'm assuming I misheard. I didn't hear something. Discord's been acting funny.
No,
for me
that
recently.
was me going to say something and I decided against it.
Ah, yeah. So we'll start with you two. The bar is truly a dive bar in every sense of the word. Most of the furniture is maintained, but you're beginning to you can tell that it's beginning to fall apart. A majority of the people here are sort of the blue collar everyman that just sort of come here to drink. It's like nobody's making snide remarks to the waitresses, to the barmaids. Nobody's like trying to haggle. Everybody's just here to do what they want.
Toki, you have to set your hit die again. You're a D4 again too.
I don't know how to set the hit die.
It's a parentheses next to the hit die on the right.
Oh, I see it.
I whisper to Holly, better keep your hand on your coin purse here.
I whisper back. You're assuming that I keep coin on me.
Okay, you whispered even softer. You went into a softer whisper. I literally couldn't hear the last half of what you said.
You assume that I keep coin on me.
Ah.
From there, it wasn't that.
Mm.
It isn't that hard to. There's a few people that sort of like look your way. A few of them recognize you as adventurers of some kind, but none of them really care enough to sort of figure you out. They sort of just like, oh, that's interesting, and then just go back to their own business. From there, things aren't that easy, to say the least. You look around trying to find an obvious location. Did you take the journal with you? Or did you leave it with the other guys?
Why would we
I
bring something
will.
that important to a dive bar?
I don't know.
I mean, I was the one who had it last, so
Maybe.
Yeah, but they were looking for a hidden supply of stuff.
oh, then yeah, I would have given it to them.
Yeah. Holly, roll an investigation.
Sure. I'm super smart. See, I'm super smart.
All right. Octavius, do you want to help her with this as she, like, very obviously starts looking around the bar?
When you say help, do you want me give her advantage or have me roll?
Either one works.
Oh no.
That was
Okay.
awesome. It was so close to being a 20.
Neither
That
of
is
you
so
find
funny.
anything of importance.
I'm gonna go to the bartender. We're in a bar, right?
Yeah. He kind of looks up.
I'm gonna go up to the bartender.
What you want?
Can I get some ale, please?
He looks at you. Okay, why the hell are you talking like that? All right. And he sort of, it's like he just sort of looks at you and it's like he can sort of tell that you're not talking normally somehow.
How would he know that? He's never met me.
With some people, it's just a knack that they can tell when somebody's forcing a voice.
Lame. Whatever.
But he sort of just looks at you kind of funny for going back and like, I don't give a shit. And then just sort of slides you the.
As he slides me the drink, when he goes to reach away, I put a gold piece in his hand and
Oh
kind of hold his hand
yeah.
a little bit.
Can I swipe her gold piece with a silver piece?
It's gonna have
Roll
to
a
pass
sleight
my
of hand
passive
check.
perception.
Yeah, roll a sleight of
Ooh.
hand.
Ooh.
This
What's
is
your
not the
passive?
place to flash gold.
16.
Didn't she
Damn
just say
it!
she didn't carry gold with her?
Yeah.
He like she notices and like waves you off from doing it.
First of all, I
as
did
she
not
slides the
flash
gold
gold.
forward.
You just said you were
I did
putting
not-
gold in his hand.
No, I said I grabbed his
Like-
hand and I have a gold piece in my hand and we're holding hands right now.
He like kind of looks at you funny when you go to grab his hand, but then he feels the weight and he sort of gets this like look on his face as he like palms it and brings it back. He leans in close.
I lean in close to him and I say, we're trying to find something right now. I totally forgot out of character what we're trying to find, but I'm trying to ask him to help me.
He looks at the both of you and he like jerks for you to come in a bit closer, Octavius, before whispering.
I lean in.
You would think boys. That uppity bastard's been asking me when the next drop's coming. The hell's happened? You guys have been in for like, well, are you with them or not?
Of course we are. Don't you recognize the new face?
No, because they never send new faces. They always send the same guy. Now look.
And why do you think they haven't been here?
Well, I know the Fralton. Well, I know those guys didn't off you because otherwise they wouldn't be asking for your cut. Look, are you with them or not? Because the guy's
Of
here.
course.
He looks.
Of course we are.
He like gives a sideways glance, and you notice at this point there's a table of like 4 patrons who all have drinks in front of them. But Octavius, it only dawns on you now that in the entire time you were here, not a single one of them touched the beverages.
Shit.
Like he gives a slight nod, the other and one of them nods back, and then starts tapping then taps the table. And once he finishes tapping, one guy stands up and walks over.
Man, I really wish I knew thieves can't.
But yeah.
I'm playing a pretty charismatic rogue as a bard right now.
You might want to think of multiclassing, buddy.
I don't
Fuck
have the
that.
stats, my friend.
Ah.
So I'm gonna
So-
assume that the people at the table are the people that we were looking for, and that
You
they're
don't
sending
notice them.
somebody to
You're
talk
talking
to
to-
us, right?
You don't. Yeah, no, you don't know that yet. And actually, well, what are your guys' passives? Because she might,
Mine's
because hers might be
16.
higher than you.
Mine's
What's
a
yours?
16.
Yeah, I got an 11. She knows who they are.
No, she notices them. She doesn't know who they are yet, though. This guy doesn't look like the familiar guy you've seen before. So, who thinks new runts? I'm on. And he like just nods his head, jerks his head, and starts walking towards a door on the side of the bar, and like the side of the establishment.
I leave my cup of ale there.
I take her cup of
You
ale,
notice-
drink it, and gives the bartender the glass.
Yeah, the bartender like Octavia, since Holly walked away first, the bartender actually like scowled slightly, and then when you chugged it, he sort of smiled and it's like, "Good man," and then takes the cup and starts cleaning it. The rest of you, or rather, the 2 of you, then follow this guy into the room and to the door, and he like knocks on it a few times, and he knocks on it in a rather odd manner. Neither of you really pick it up fast enough, unless you want to do an investigation to try to memorize it.
I'm sorry?
He was saying that he does a tap, and that if somebody wanted to roll investigation to try and memorize the tap, that you could try. I don't know who he was talking to, but that's what he.
Sorry, either one of you guys. If either of
I
you
thought
wanna
you were
do
cutting
an
to the other
investi-
group. I'm sorry.
Oh no, sorry, my bad. Yeah. So if either of you want to memorize the tapping, you
Nope.
can.
Nope.
Octavius, you do. It's a pretty easy pattern. It's like 3 rapid taps and then two long taps. In other words, 2 taps with a bit of a pause between them, followed by 2 more short taps, 1 long, and then 5 short. So, for the most part, the room is barren. There's a table, a few chairs. As he looks as a man who, Holly, you immediately recognize, but don't know the name of. From there, it's fairly easy to see it. He's got sort of short, grayish brown hair, a bit of a mustache, and a beard going. He's human. And he's sort of like and he's sort of like drumming his fingers against the table as he looks up. Oh, wonderful. You're a thanks crew, aren't you? Well, obviously, otherwise my man would have killed you. And he nods. Good on you for not doing so. He sort of just shrugs.
Out of character, is Fink's group the group of people that are dead?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say. That's what I was thinking.
That's what you're inferring, because you're at their dead drop site, and they're the only people, and they're the only group that has been mentioned so far. For all you know, everybody's just been messing with you this entire time and mentioning a group that doesn't exist. Point is, as you go through it, it's like, if one of you wants to take point, and because he like motions to the chairs for the two of you to take them.
I sit in one of the chairs. Do they have armrests? Do the chairs have armrests?
No. They're just like
Okay.
regular wood-backed
When
chairs, nothing major.
When I go to sit on the chair, I like cross my legs and I put my knees where the armchair or where the armchair would be.
Oh, okay.
In essence, I'm sitting slightly provocatively.
Oh my
Alrighty.
god, I know what she's doing.
He doesn't seem fazed by this as he looks to you. Octavius, how do you want to go about it?
I just roll my eyes at her and sit down like a normal person ready to do business.
So, where's my money? Or rather, the family's money. I've been very... I've been very patient with all of you. You know the deal. Fink knows the deal. He knows that if that deal is not held up, then I am not responsible for what happens.
Here's the deal, sweetheart.
Oh,
We're new,
boy.
so we don't necessarily know exactly the amount we're supposed to give you.
Roll
However,
deception. Or
we
wait,
don't
no,
know
I'll
the
let you
amount that we're
finish.
supposed to give him. Shit, you threw me off. Hold on.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We don't know the exact amount we're supposed to give you, but we were sent here to negotiate some new terms that should work out in your favor.
Okay, now roll deception.
Boom!
Oh my god.
Oh,
That is so
He, like-
funny.
You're freaking lying to a crime boss.
well, technically an underling. He's just He's just the guy that picks up the money.
I mean, to be fair, my character's used to being able to get away with.
Okay, this is happening. He looks to you. Frederick, get me the usual. They're out of black tea. Fucking cretins. Oolong will work. All right, and a man named Frederickson leaves. The door shuts.
At the mention of black tea, I take out a tea set that looks really old and it's not very. But I take it out and I start making some tea.
He looks intrigued.
I look to who's with me?
Octavius.
Octavius. I look to Octavius and I give him a wink and I give him like a shrug and if you want to roll insight on what that means or if you want me to just tell you what that means. Basically, I'm giving you a chance to back out of the situation if you don't have faith in me going forward.
Oh god. Great. You're winging it.
Of course, I'm winging it. I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know what we're trying to do, really. I just know we're trying to meet.
He looks at the tea set rather intrigued. Oh, would you happen to have black on you?
I'm going to take out 3 separate tins of dried leaf tea, and one of them is looks very dirty. Like basically, it looks like dirt in a jar. Another one has black leaves in it, and the other one has just like some regular looking, like mint leaves almost.
Hmm. Interesting. So, is there more? Do you have anything? I presume you know how to make it?
I wouldn't own it if I didn't know how to make it.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Very well. Well, Fredrickson's going to give me. Do either of you like oolong tea? Because Fredrickson is going to get a cup. He looks to you, Octavius. What do you,
I'll
my
have
good
some
man?
oolong.
Very well. You'll have my cup, and I'll have some black. So, I can see why Fink sent you. Sneaky little, sneaky, rather clever of him. So, as you must know, if you were sent to negotiate, the current rate is 25% of your cut. Is 25% of all profits your your group makes. As I have explained to Fink numerous times before, that is our standard rate for any groups who encroach upon our territory. I presume he has also told you what that fee buys him. Yes?
It
We're
buys
aware
us.
that you give us security to operate.
The man kind of looks a bit confused at you and then looked to Octavius. As you were saying? He sort of tilts his head slightly.
As I understand it, it's more of a we pay you, we don't step on your toes, you don't throw us in the gutter.
Quite right. Though, and he looks to you, Holly, that is a rather nice way of putting it, I suppose. So, and Fredrickson comes back in. Ah, my good man. As it turns out, our guests have their own equipment and more than enough material. And he points to you, Octavius. This man will take my cup. And 2 more, if you would be so kind. Fredrickson just grunts and like, ugh. Octavius, you notice because he like comes around to your side. He actually rolls his eyes as he's turning away from him. And the man, I heard that. As Fredrickson goes out again. Good help. So hard to find. But yes, as I've made clear to Fredrickson, to Fink on numerous occasions, the going rate is 25%. Anything lower, and other groups might take it as a sign that, well, dare I say, we're favoring you. And,
Oh, I have
well, that simply won't do.
I have no reason to negotiate the percentage unless you wanted to go up with the deal that I'm about to make for you. See, we're having trouble with progressing our business. So what we're trying to do is, instead of the weekly or whatever payments we have set up, like I said, I don't know much. We would like to do a monthly or bi-monthly payment, which would still be equal to 25%. You would still get your money, but it would also give us a little more wiggle room. And we wouldn't have to budget so awfully, you know?
Roll deception again because you're outright lying again.
Well, yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about, really.
At
Ooh.
this point, he narrows his eyes. Funny that. Fink in the past said that business was booming. Have you ran into problems with Mr. V? Octavius?
We
Roll
know that's
insight.
the wrong name.
Yeah, but do you think he knows it's the wrong name?
Can I insight
Do you
him
think?
to find out?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying roll the insight check, because you can't tell if he's fucking with you or not.
Can I roll insight?
Sure. You definitely know he's fucking with you. And he fed you the wrong name to see if you'd slip up. But you definitely know he's onto you in some regard.
I don't know
As
that
Fredrickson comes back in
person.
with 2 cups. Apologies. But given that you're not part of Fink's crew, I had to make sure that whoever got his journal knew who he was dealing with. Fredrickson comes back in and looks at him confused. No, Fredrickson, we're not killing them. As a matter of fact, I think they can tell us why we haven't been getting our payments.
Well,
Oh?
that part's simple.
Oh.
I was about to say something and I realized that doesn't exist in this world.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they got Romanoffed.
Ah.
But I can just say I can say something simpler. It's like it seems that their business partner, hand quotes, decided that they were no longer useful.
that that makes a bit too much sense. Reports from our own agency who had been keeping an eye on them did say they had gone uncharacteristically silent. Now, my higher ups had simply assumed they finally got wizened up and left town, or perhaps even the entire kingdom, perhaps even the entire Imperium. Oh well.
Not a good look for the family.
Why? They were base smugglers. They only paid us so we wouldn't be the ones to gut them. What they do and what other head or hands do isn't our responsibility. As a matter of fact, I'm fairly sure we can spin this as a positive. Another group of gutter rats finally gone. Another group that the law enforcement doesn't have to worry about.
Be that as it may, it's also a group of gutter rats that was taken out without you knowing on your turf without your involvement. Behind your
He
backs.
sort of like breathes in through his nostrils very hard. I suppose you are right there. Granted, my suspicions immediately point to this Lord T individual. Last Fink said he had been encountering a good number of issues, and typically that kind of individual is one to tie up loose ends. The point is, that this is not our problem unless it repeats itself. For all we know, this was some random momentary lapse that no matter what happens, we don't take a fall. But I do see your concern. And this is the part where you convince me where my resources are needed to help you find this perpetrator so that they don't bother us again.
Octavius.
Do I have it right?
Octavius is just smiling. You have no idea what he was having them smuggle, do you?
Oh, a prototype phylactery, as well as copious amounts of drugs. We know the business of our individuals, and we don't care what they do, so long as it isn't inhuman cattle. If they want to smuggle some entity, if they want to smuggle the beginnings of a lich into the city, I don't care, and neither do my superiors. So long as we know of it, we will allow it. Except for, well, as I said, human and other sentient produce. We don't traffic in lives. So, I will ask again. Did I nail what you wanted from us to the T? Or are you going to surprise me?
What just happened?
We might be able to track down where your last payment was left.
I'm listening.
All we want for it is a name. The actual name. We can do the legwork ourselves.
He looks to Fredrickson and starts tapping on the table.
Is it the same code or a different code?
Different code and different series, so you'd have no way of knowing. And like raises an eyebrow, so you are led to believe it's a question. And then he simply, when looking back, he simply wraps his knuckles against his chest. Very well. This shipment is already 2 weeks behind deadline. We give you 2 days. Bring the shipment back here, and if I'm not here, leave it with the bartender. He'll know what to do. You'll receive a letter. You're at the Nocturne estate, no?
Leave it to the Familia to know where everyone is at every given second of the day.
Well, considering we've dealt with Nocturne before, I only assumed. He is a rather odd duck himself, so I merely assumed he kept such interesting companions with him.
I believe we have an accord.
He drinks the black. Holly, have you finished making the black tea?
Yes, and I leave the teapot and the canister of tea when we get up.
Good hunting, and drinks the tea.
I finish the oolong and hand it back on the table.
He simply smiles.
The minute we're out of this bar, reason I don't get involved with these people. And what was that? I look to Holly. Hello?
I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a car seat. I will get back to you on that if you want to switch to the other team.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, cutting back to Necro and Thargirth, who have the journal, you follow the directions to the stash. It's an old, dilapidated warehouse. The note mentions something about defenses up and running finally. It doesn't explain further what that means, other than that a little thing at the very end that simply says, and if I find out any of you got shot in the ass because you weren't smart enough to remember, because you weren't paying attention when I explained it, you're gonna have to pay for your own damn sir. You're gonna have to pay for that. You're gonna have to pay for the healing yourself. So, to give you a reference, you'll have an advantage for any attempts to try and find and disarm traps, because you're aware of their existence.
It's a warehouse, correct?
Necro, could you repeat that?
It's a warehouse, isn't it?
Basically, old, dilapidated, part of the roof's caved in. It looks like one.
Any windows on
If
the
there are any, they're boarded up.
anybody around?
Uh,
Or at least is
none
there
that you can. Huh?
or is there heavy traffic? Any sort of traffic?
Not really. This area is kind of abandoned. Sort of a. If you come in here, you're either staying here or planning to kill somebody here.
I'll take a quick walk around the building. See if there's any way to get in without going through the front door.
Sorry, could you repeat?
I was gonna take a walk around the building to see if there's anything or anybody.
Roll investigation. Not with advantage because you're not looking for traps explicitly. You find a few areas where it seemed like stuff was moved recently. Beyond that, you find what looks like it was a homeless guy's shelter. Like it's a small it's a small couple of pieces of scrap that were leaned up against walls. That sort of served as makeshift cover, and a few blanket wrappings. Beyond that, there wasn't much.
Is he there by any chance?
No, it's currently abandoned. Beyond that, as you get back, you find that the only way in is the front entrance. If any of you want to investigate the area,
Lady Goblin, will you do the honors?
For what am I doing?
Searching the area.
Okay. Investigation. I don't see anything.
with advantage.
I still don't see anything.
Yeah, the entrance looks clear. Nakuro, you also see that Thargoth doesn't really actually do any checking. She just like sort of gives it the lazy once over with her eyes, and it's like, yep.
Just as a precaution, can I just light the torch for a quick minute to see if there's any life force inside?
Not that you can see, no.
What was that? You cut out.
Yeah. So sorry, Necro. If you want to do it, you can. But there's nobody inside at the moment.
Well, buff ladies first. At point at the door.
I'm only like 4 foot tall.
Lost
Yeah,
target.
but you're still buff. Being short does not change one's musculature.
Says the person with a -2 to strength. I open the door.
So, Thurgarth, you're going in?
Yeah, I open the door.
All right. Nothing happens.
I look at ankle height to see if there's any tripwires.
Roll investigation with advantage.
Do, 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 do. 15.
You do see one.
I push it with my quarterstaff, standing out of the doorway.
Wait. Before that, can we see what kind of tripwire it is?
It's pretty high grade.
Uh,
It
I,
also looks relatively new, like no one's ever tripped it before.
I was asking if it was an alarm or kind of like a defensive.
Oh, you don't know? You haven't looked inside yet.
Can I see what? Can I roll to see what kind of trap? What kind of
Sure, roll investigation. Not without it, not with advantage, because you found the trap, but you don't have any idea what it is.
Star Wars is an S. It's S.
You find it's a you look inside and like you peer inside the corner. It's connected to a set of crossbows. You note that you're gonna get shot by at least 3 bolts if you trip the wire. So it's up to you.
What if I'm against the wall and I hit it with my stick?
You don't know. You can certainly try.
Can I throw a scimitar at the tripwire while standing back?
You can certainly do that. Roll Dex. Never mind. As you go to throw it, Thargarth like takes out a quarterstaff and just whacks the wire, and you're as 3 bolts come soaring out of the come flying by and like impact with the wall before clattering to the ground. You look back and it looks like the crossbows are spent.
So that will work.
That was a waste of a natural 20.
Considering the darts were poisoned, no, it wasn't.
Well then,
Okay, let us go inside.
Search and clear.
Breach and clear.
Not at the moment.
So, either of you want to go in and look for more traps?
This is exactly what we're doing.
All right. Roll for advantage. Roll investigation with advantage. You find a few other traps throughout. Mostly the traps are either pitfalls or some kind of trap that forces you to walk a certain path. At the other side of the warehouse, where the other part of the path ends, you find a small number of crates. You can look through them if you
Yes,
want.
I will.
Yeah, I'm standing.
Because
All right. As you look
first I
through the
hit them
crates, you
all
don't
with my
find it.
first I hit them all with my staff to make sure they're not a mimic. Because fuck mimics.
Roll for it.
Just coming in and swinging my stick like I'm fucking an old ass man.
Now roll initiative.
Oh, fall back. Run away.
All right. So all of them hit. None of them react. They're just crates.
Cool. I've searched through the crates now.
Okay. Do you eventually want to open them?
Yeah, I just said I searched through them.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said I'm not searching through them. I misheard. All right. They're
Empty crates.
It did specifically mention this was the hiding spot, so maybe it's it.
I pull a what's his face, and I check the bottom of the crates.
Checking
I
the
said
box.
I'm checking the bottom of the crates.
Okay. There's nothing on the bottoms of them, but as you move the crates, you'll see there's a bunch of stuff. You see there's actually what looks like a rather, I wouldn't say well hidden, more just well concealed latch door.
Pull open the latch.
Roll strength check.
Yeah, great.
You pull and yank off the handle.
Well then.
Huh.
And I thought I could do worse.
You've got to go to the lonesome valley.
So, Necro, do you want to try it?
Sure. Let's give
Roll
the guy.
strength at disadvantage because you're now having to pry it open by the seams. You actually managed to somehow pry it open. It was a DC of 5, by the way.
Well, I have a -2 in strength. Okay.
I have a -3.
Oh, oh.
As you guys pry it open. Okay. And oh, that was tiring. Inside, you find a few sacks. They're all pretty big.
Can I look inside?
Hmm?
What's inside those?
You don't know. They're closed. You can reach down and pull them up.
We'll do that.
Okay. You pull them up, and inside is an assortment of gold, jewels, and a few other items, like necklaces and such.
What's going on?
We
The three sacks in the in the hidden compartment have been pulled up. You haven't opened them yet.
Well, looky.
Hmm?
Open the sack and look inside.
It's like I said, one of them has been opened, and it's gold, jewels, and a few necklaces.
and the other two.
Gold as well. Counting it out, you got about 6,000, probably 6,000 and change.
Victory!
So yeah, you find it.
So, put the sacks inside the bag of holding.
All right.
And we're going home.
All right. Back to Dimitri. Back to Octavius and Holly,
Who's Dimitri?
other character.
I just look at him and I say, I thought that would go much smoother. I've never seen somebody who can see into my lies so easily.
You are used to getting away with a lot of things, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
I just pencil nose and just, all right. So hopefully the other two found the stash, so we can not have to deal with these efforts anymore and get on with this.
And I hand you a cup of tea and I say, I didn't really want any. Do you want to drink this?
So as you guys head back to the house, how do you guys get back and the house is empty? Well, not empty. There are still the maids and Muñeca, but there's none of your companions, and Alicia is surprisingly gone. From there, how do you proceed?
Oh, wonderful. For waiting.
We could always go find them. They might need help.
They can handle it.
Are you sure? What if there's a pit fiend or something down there?
If there's a pit fiend, they'll be dead before we get there.
Do you
Munieka
wanna go
chimes in from
shopping?
another room. That's true.
Do you want to go shopping?
You know what? Why not? I got nothing else to do today.
Do you
Okay,
have...
you guys head out.
Before we leave, I say, do you have some money I could borrow?
You slipped a bartender a gold piece. You got your own cash.
Yes, but what I'm after is a bit more expensive.
Show me what you're talking about, then we'll talk.
Okay, I take him to a jeweler's.
Motherfuckers. Wait a minute. Aren't you a cleric? Didn't you swear a vow of poverty?
That's monks.
That's priests.
I am a cleric. I did not have to swear to anything for my power.
It's like it actually you sort of do, but with you, your oath is sort of your god's a lot more lenient. So long as you do what's told of you, they don't really care what you do in the in between. So long as it doesn't go against them.
Who is your god?
Why do you want to know?
Because you are a lot more... What's the word? Flirtatious than any other holy person I've ever met in my life.
Well, my god is someone who doesn't believe in telling what others to do.
Oh, the Traveler. Got it.
It's not, but I'll let you think that. I
No,
had
that
said
was me
out of
being
character.
a shit. If you want to tell me or not, that's up to your character.
She's not particularly keen on sharing.
Gotcha.
So we go to a jeweler's.
As you guys leave and actually like get a good distance, uh Azrael and Thargarth come back. And
So,
find
so
the
we're like
house empty.
ships passing in the night. We just miss each other.
Basically. By like 10 minutes. Not even 10, 5 minutes.
I forgot about this fucking ring. I could have been invisible following you.
You could have.
I forgot I have this thing.
It's not my job to remind you.
Do you now turn invisible after we start walking to the jeweler's? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's like that negotiation could have gone a lot better for us, is what I'm saying.
True. So what do you guys do when you get back to the house and we're not there?
We'll be shuffling through our loot.
All right. You find among it various items, most of which are just gold. From there, it's nothing magical. Most of that would have probably been kept there, kept with them, and probably taken when they got murderized. So, but in total, you have 3,000. You have, I said 6,235 gold worth of items. However, in the journal, Azrael, it explicitly states that the way cuts were made if given non-gold. And it lists off a bunch of different, like, enumerations of various items and their gold value, and thus how much of a cut they would make up. Not that you're gonna make a cut, because as far as you know, nobody's asking for it. But beyond that, there's nothing much. Octavius and Holly, you are now at a. Oh God. Blah, 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 blah. You're now at a jeweler's. It's a rather nice upscale area. He sort of looks. The man behind the counter is fairly dignified. He has a pocket. He has a eyeglass. He has a monocle.
Who has a
I
monocle?
I walk up to him and I first before we enter, I grab Octavius's hand as we walk in.
Wait, what now?
I'm grabbing your hand as we walk in.
I think I know what you're doing.
Oh, you bitch!
It's like, oh, welcome. He notices the hand. So what are you two looking for today?
Oh, we're looking for something special. Do you have anything in mind for us?
That depends entirely upon the situation, my dear.
Out of character, how uncomfortable do you look while I'm holding your hand?
I mean, I'm a professional escort. I'll play along, but I'm curious of what your plan is.
Okay. So I hold his hand up and I show my hand on top and I say, we're looking to get something for this. And it's my ring finger.
And he looks to you.
I keep my
Why
composure.
are you rolling? Oh, okay.
Like, you just dropped like we're playing as a married couple. Is what you're do. Is what you just found out.
So, who is the lucky individual receiving the gifts today? Or is this
That would be
a group
me,
set?
please.
And he looks to you.
I think we're gonna stick with just mine for now. Right, darling?
Of course, dear. I give you a what the frick kind of look with a genuine smile.
He his eyes narrow for a second, but then he shakes it off. Must be newlywed jitters.
Also, aren't you still in your priest robes?
No, I don't have priest robe.
Really?
I don't even have a priest pack. I don't have
You have a
any.
set of priest robes.
I was under the impression
I
you were
don't-
dressed like a cleric.
No, my character's icon is what my character looks like.
A bed of
She's
flowers?
very roguish looking. Can I set it on the thingy?
You can if you have to set it on your character sheet and swap to your name in the as under the chat. See, like this.
Here.
Fuck you, Anakin Skywalker.
It's also on the screen, but I can't figure out how to make it bigger. It just gives me the option to drag it around.
So, for the most part,
Alright, I have an image now.
Yeah, the only difference is I don't have that plumage on my shoulders. But that's how my character looks.
Gotcha.
Okay, so for the most part, you guys, what are you looking for, Holly? I guess would be the best thing to ask. And this is out of
Out
character.
out of character, I am looking for a diamond that is worth 100 gold at the moment. I know it's not enough to cast the spell that I need it for, but I know that if I buy it in increments, I can take advantage of that.
Okay.
You
So-
you want us to go to a bunch of different jewelers disguised as people shopping for a rain ring, aren't you?
No, I only have 60 gold, so I'm just going to get this one ring for now. And then I'm going to pay you 50 gold for the ring and say, this will help you save your life someday. But that's not for now.
So, how would you? You're gonna have to go about. He pull. So as you like sort of guide him in the right direction, he eventually pulls out a rack of lovely diamond rings. Most of them ostentatious. A few are tastefully simple. It's up to you what you take.
Wow.
My lie that I'm going to say to him is that my dearest here is planning to make the ring himself. We're just looking for the stone to set in it. Do you have anything worth roughly 100 gold?
And Octavius cuts in. It's like, honey, we talked about this. You're worth at least 200.
Oh, darling. You're so precious.
I give her a peck on the cheek.
I just, as soon as you back up, I just immediately, just nothing but eye contact. No blinking or anything.
I freaking what's that thing people do with their eyebrows? I like how you like it. How you like being drawn into other people's plans.
I'm pleasantly smiling still. It's just deep eye contact. More like I'm challenging you to go further in this game that I'm playing.
So, as you get the ring, that'll be 100 gold.
Of course. And I take the gold out of my pocket and hand it to him.
Have a lovely day, you two.
As we walk away, I pick up the diamond and I hold it in one hand, and with the other hand, I like slide my arm around and behind his back and like slip myself under his arm. And we walk out.
How tall are you?
Let me check.
Octavius is pretty tall, but not that tall.
I'm 4'9".
Oh yeah, I'm way taller than you.
Yeah, I intentionally have a short character.
So, you guys want to head back to the house or want to keep jumping from jeweler to jeweler?
No, I just wanted the 100 gold piece worth.
The question is, how long do you keep yourself attached to Octavius?
Probably until we get home, unless you try to detach from me.
Damn normies.
Well, now, that was certainly a surprise, isn't it? Honey?
I'm glad you leaned into my game so well. Maybe I'll be able to purpose you further in the future.
Sweetheart, I'm a professional. I know how to play a role.
She just gives you a wink and a sarcastic smile as we walk into the house. And when I'm gonna walk through the door first and turn around, and as you're walking through the door, I'm handing you 50 gold.
Gotcha.
Teammates. Brina's teammates that are in parties and then red is bad guys.
So, as you get back to the main area, and god damn it,
That's awesome.
What did Necro do?
Weird. What is that from?
Fate Grand Order.
Oh, that explains a lot. I assume we have met up with the rest of our party while they're shooting through the loot.
Yeah. You get back in, the entire dining room table is just covered in golden stuff.
Sweet Mary, God in heaven. What did I just say? I think I had a stroke. Why does everything taste like copper?
Because you're weird. That's why it tastes like copper.
Copper or iron? There's a difference.
Let me know when it starts to taste like almonds. Then I'll start to
When
worry.
my character sees all the money on the table, she's just standing in the doorway trying to not approach it.
Mine. Is what you are thinking right now?
No, my character is trying to be respectful and not just immediately assume that she's gonna get.
Wow.
Fuck that.
Well, it's a real shame that about 20% of that's going to a crime family.
20% of 6,000 is still like over 4,000 gold.
25%.
Yeah.
She just immediately says, "Who says the crime family has to know about the money?"
Because they can put hits on us very easily while we're in town, and we have shit to do here.
And I
Yeah,
live
but
here.
if they don't know about the money,
Yeah,
then
and apparently they worked with your dad at some point. That was
My
interesting.
what?
Not their dad.
Oh, the mom. Sorry,
Wait,
I keep forgetting his character's backstory.
Wait, are we saying this in or out of character?
In.
Alright, so replace dad with mom in that sentence.
Wait, what now?
Yeah, apparently they've dealt with your family in the past.
And who was this group? As I'm still stacking gold upon gold.
One of the crime families.
Militant.
What was it called? The Marcello crime family?
So who is this family that you went to talk to?
I actually forget the name of the crime family.
Fralton.
Fralton, that's it.
Do I know anything about this family?
It's not an act.
Or so-called group?
They're a rather well-connected crime syndicate or crime family. You can never get a straight answer. Point is that these guys have been around for a very, very long time. Some people even think they were around during the old Empire days. The point is, they've been around longer than anybody else, and they have a pretty good deal going with the government. They run most of the illegal activities, and they make sure nothing gets out of hand. No slave trades, no out of hand drug trades, things like that. They also do a good bit of smuggling, but they are known to allow smaller groups to operate so long as fees are paid.
They got to pay the
This
tithe.
group, basically.
Missionary person. I'm trying to spawn.
Oh. So how did it went?
We went to a bar, we got a drink, got brought to a underboss. They immediately realized we were lying. We had tea. They're gonna give us a name in exchange for the loot that they were promised. There, I just summed up the last 20 minutes of dialogue.
Basically.
What are they giving us?
They're
Out
gonna,
of character?
they're out of character. They're gonna mail us the name of the guy who the smugglers were working for.
Oh, okay.
And how much do we have to give up?
25%, a quarter of that, and I point to all the gold and jewels and whatever the heck was on this table. Jeez, there's a lot.
Oh, there's 2 more sacks right there on the floor.
All right, well, I guess we should count this up and then push off the amount we need to pay them.
So
If you guys really want to pay them, it is 1,500. If you did,
That's 25%.
yes, sir.
of 6,254, I think I said it was.
Oh, it was just of 6,000, not 254. But I'm sure I can figure that out really quick.
Yeah, you were pretty close.
I keep thinking it's divide by decimal. No, it's times by decimal. So 1,631 gold. So we'll be left with
So, do you want to separate that gold and take it back immediately to the bar, or do you want to wait a day?
were you guys followed from wherever that you found this?
That's quite stupid of me. I did not bother to check, actually.
Noctis.
I finally got funds for my project. It's like a kid going through a candy shop.
So, Jesus, Necro. You guys want to. So, in all honesty, none of you thought you were being tailed, but none of you checked either, so you don't know. Octavius, you do know for a fact that these people do know where you've been staying, though, so take that as you will.
All right, put the what's left after we take out the money in the party loot, which apparently we still have 1,000 in assorted money. I have no idea what that's from. All right, so
You also still have 4,690.5 gold left over as well
from what?
from the loot. If you take the cut and just keep everything.
I thought I did that math right. We ended up with 4,893 gold. How much was it? How much was the total you said we got from this?
6254 minus 1563. 0.5. But rounding down, that would leave you with 4691.
All right, 4691.
Still, it's a lot of gold.
As much as I would love to not just walk back into that bar, they probably have eyes on this place and saw you walk in with all this.
It was in the bag of holding.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was in the bag of holding. We didn't leave the thing with the bags out.
All right. Well, put all the tithed gold into a separate bag, tie it up, and you know what? I'll go deliver this. You guys don't have to worry. I'll be back in a minute. And I pull up my chain that I've been wearing, and I take off and I put on the ring. So you just see Octavius grab this gold and whoop,
And then go invisible. Granted, you still hear him like moving around because gold's still.
Also, I'm
Also
pretty sure I
still
can't.
standing in the doorway.
I'm pretty sure I can't talk. Well, in this one because of the curse.
Oh yeah, no. Oh wait, no. You guys don't hear anything because it is perfect invisibility.
Yeah, I have effectively have a ring of invisibility that forces me to try to wear it, which is why I negated that by having it locked up on a key ring or a chain.
So Octavius, roll a wisdom save.
Oh no.
Oh god, we lost the money.
It's been so long. $12.
You better not go all my precious on this.
There's a reason I forgot about this ring, isn't there?
You pass, and you're able to remember that you're still where you are.
Oh, that's right. I can't see myself. Or anything I have. Alright, so when I get to... Before I go into the bar, I duck off an alley, I turn invisible and put the ring back on the key, the chain.
Quick
Okay.
question: did you have to pass by me because I was in the door?
Oh yeah.
Do I get us... Well, you saw me walk up, grab the gold, go invisible, and then if you were in the doorway, I guess I try to go past you.
Yep.
Do I feel him going past me?
Yeah.
And
Like you
did
feel
the
him brush
party
by.
did the party object to him taking any of the money?
Considering it was the portion that was going to be handed over as payment.
I go ahead and as he touches me, I cast guidance on him. It only lasts for a minute.
You want me to do stealth rolls to get back to the bar while I'm invisible?
Not really, because you're not actively hiding from anybody, and nobody's actively looking for you.
But your character might think it's a little creepy that I knew that you were there.
You were just standing in the door frame and you felt him go by.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
know.
far.
If anything,
still-
if anything, you should now awe and horror of the ramification. Octavius has the ability to go invisible whenever he wants.
Yeah, my character doesn't really care that he can go invisible. She's more envious than anything.
So at the bar, what happened? Did you get shanked?
I become visible before I go into the bar, I walk in and I hand the bartender the gold, or the pouch. He knows what to... Give him a nod because he knows what to do with it. Or am I immediately mugged from walking in the bar?
So, sorry, Octavius, could you repeat that?
I'm giving the bartender the gold.
He sort of looks at the sack oddly. It's still here. Like nods, and the guy gets back up and opens the door. As you walk into the room again, you notice he's brewing another pot of tea. As he looks up, oh, you're back. In all honesty, I didn't expect to see you so soon, or at all. Please sit. Fredrickson, you should be a gent and take that off his hands. It's like he just sort of grunts as he walks up and takes the bag from you. So, I hope it wasn't too hard to find it.
Yeah, actually, I have no idea about how they found it. So I'll just try to make something up. Well, it was a bit annoying when they thought a third tripwire would help with security. I mean, seriously, if the first two didn't work, why would the third?
So, I believe you would, and he goes through counting, like slowly counting it out. You also threw in a few jewels as well, as he puts them down. Well, I can see this was a successful venture. A rather slow month, I suppose.
Considering it's all dried up, I'd say that's pretty fortuitous.
As he just goes back to counting stuff again. So, you wish to have his name?
That was the agreement, yes.
As he finishes, he doesn't say anything for a few minutes. As he slowly counts everything out.
Does it feel like he's stalling?
Possibly. That, or he's just stringing you along. So, well, that seems like a good enough haul. Very well. Theodore Maximilian von Hilt III. That was the name I got out of him.
We're about to get some fighting game tutorials, boys.
Maybe not.
I nod courteously. Thank you for your cooperation. And I get up from my chair and leave the establishment.
So, if that is all, you can leave.
Once again, I nod my head, get up from my chair, and leave the establishment.
You notice for the first, like, a few blocks, somebody's following you. Not subtly at all. But eventually they leave. From there, you head back to
Can
the
I
house.
fuck with them?
How so?
Like, the minute I notice them, I duck around an alley and turn invisible.
They walk up, look down, their eyes narrow a bit, and then, like, look back and forth before just shrugging and heading back. Yeah. So, for the most part, you then head back to the house.
Yep.
All right.
What were you guys doing while I was dealing with the mafia?
I love that Hank. What is that show called?
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. I love that.
Propane and propane accessories.
You don't give a toy without batteries. Yes, you do. Everyone does.
Okay, what's that? I can't remember. There was a guy where it's like a skeleton and a Santa Fe gives a little girl a sword. You can't give her the sword. She's a child. So it'll get hurt. No, it's like so she's learning it. She's learning lessons, but she'll get hurt. Then she'll have learned a very important lesson. From there, how do you want to proceed?
Well, we have a shitload of money now.
Yes.
Is it time for shopping?
It's time to divide
So
the
did we
loot because
just-
Holly needs to pay me back another 50 gold.
Have we just been standing around in the room? While
That's
he's
why I was
gone?
that's why I was asking when I was done.
If
I'll
nobody
be
else
looking-
moved, then Holly would still just be standing in the doorway.
Apparently, everybody gets 1,607 gold. 0.75.
Okay, wow, math.
So 1,675 gold.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Now I have 2,000 gold.
It's 1,607.75.
What?
On top of that, I give you 50 more gold. As soon as you bring it up.
All right. Oh, 0.75. So what is that? What is that? How do we divide decimals in this?
So if it's gold, then it would be 7 silver, 5 copper for
Yeah,
each
under
person.
the yeah. Under this current assumption, we're just assuming that all jewels and jewelry that has been in there has been converted to gold.
I mean, we could probably give them to Monieka, and she can give us the gold amount from the treasury that they have on the estate.
Most likely.
So are we saying that we have the 7 gold, 5 copper, or are we saying that we have...
That is how it would break down easiest.
Okay. And second question, there are 2 silvery things in between copper and gold. Which one is silver?
Silver's the triangle. Wait, I thought it was 7
Okay.
silver, 5 copper.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing in between silver and gold is electrum that no one uses because it's half a point currency.
Cool. Gotcha. Thanks.
When my DM tries to play it off as, oh, this is what the outer planes use as currency, like, no. No one uses this.
And you got the part where I'm handing you
The extra,
50 gold,
the other
right?
50, yeah, I heard.
Ooh, I had some monies.
What time of day it is?
Time?
Yeah.
Around 1 p.m.
So then, shall we go exploring the city to enjoy our new wealth?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, until Alicia gets back, we really don't know how to how to run down the lead. So we might as well actually look around town.
You're stuck.
I've been tripping over my words a lot today.
Did you remember to share? Did you actually share the name?
Oh shit! Right, I forgot about that. Actually, it's probably safer if I don't say it out loud till Alicia gets here.
True.
Considering how easily this guy was able to kill a group of smugglers relatively fast.
Well, from your perspective.
My perspective is someone hired a professional.
Probably. So, you guys want to go around town and ask about this guy? Or, Octavius, you want to go and ask about this guy while everybody else does their own thing? Because they don't know we have a name yet? Well, actually, Hollywood.
Holly would know that we are expecting a name. We were told when we were first told it was supposed to come in a letter. For some reason, you just gave it to me.
Yeah, well, he was kind of surprised you actually held up your end of the bargain.
Yeah, so Holly knows we're going to get a letter in a day or two.
At least she thinks. Now that you got the name, he's not going to bother with the letter. It's like, why the fuck?
Yeah, but that's not what Holly knows.
There. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. There was actually a prerequisite that if you had actually tried to play him the fool and not give him his full cut, he would have sent you the letter in like 3 days. Really, that was more just his expected response because he figured you guys would try to screw him somehow.
You act like we're not still planning to try and screw him just because we held up this part of the deal.
I mean, we really can't screw him over at all.
You gave him what he wants.
Yeah.
We could always try and take it back.
You want to declare war on a criminal syndicate for
No.
1,000 gold.
No, I want to be a
Why not?
sneaky hoe. I want to be super sneaky. Is what I really want to do.
What the hell's going on?
We were building on information to make sure how everything goes. So where are we going? Where are we shopping?
In reality, I'm plotting. If anybody doesn't have anywhere in particular we'd like to go, I could go back to the jeweler's. We could have a little bit more fun with him.
Maybe if you were planning on doing that, maybe a different jeweler. Because it'd be pretty odd if a married couple showed up and wanted another rock for a ring.
It would. It would be really funny to watch his expression.
I mean, you could walk in with Noctis, but he has a date next week. That probably wouldn't end well for him.
Wait, you guys going out? Getting married?
I take out the diamond that was honestly just sitting in my palm this whole time, but I actually show it off, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, don't you see our cute little rock?"
Congratulations, when's the event?
Oh, you sweet summer child. We hustled someone for a deal, which honestly we probably should have hustled him more.
Are you sure he didn't rip you off? People tend to waste a lot of money in weddings. So
I have an eye for gemstones. That's worth 100.
I was about to say he might have raised the prices.
God damn it! Neither of us rolled persuasion to try to get him to undercut it.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I was going to, but
we
then I was
didn't
having too
plan
much fun
it.
conning him and about the.
We did the
about
entire
prank
con
that we
and then
did.
just paid him full price.
I know. It was really funny.
We were too wrapped up with fucking with each other.
True.
Yep.
Maybe we can do better next time.
So that is the question. Should we go... We should probably just try to find a place that sells magic here, right? That'd probably be the most useful.
Yeah, you honestly could just go to a component, to like a magic shop. They typically sell spell components.
Wait a minute. I have a pendant that's of question mark. Is this a weird item, right?
I believe so. Let me look. Yes, it is.
And my identify spell for some reason didn't work on it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I would like to go to a magic shop. Maybe someone more powerful than me could probably find out what this does.
I'm going with them. You know, I have a druid's bead and I still haven't sold it.
I have 8 statues to a... It's just called Statues of Bliss, which I assume are some god from that freaking tribe we rescued.
Yes, I believe that. Yeah, you've just kept those, and you've.
I tried
never...
to sell them, but for some reason we never got around to it.
Yeah, I think I. My bad. I might have just forgotten, or it went over my head. My bad. But yes, if you want to go to a magic shop, you most certainly can. It wouldn't be that hard.
Especially not in High District.
Brian, I have a vial of something that I got since the beginning of this campaign.
I believe I made it was acid.
No, I wrote a note saying it deals with one of my weaknesses. Yeah, it was given to me.
Let's see.
Beginning of this campaign.
Oh, it's probably your medicine.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it was. Now I remember. It was a medicine. It was a vial of medicine for you. Specifically tasked with dealing with your more metaphysical weaknesses.
It helps him deal with his low constitution.
First strength.
Take whatever you can to fight the AIDS.
What aids?
The medicine, it aids you. And to the magic shop we go.
I think you're more likely in risk of STDs.
Well, it's a good thing I know so many clerics now, huh?
How many do you know?
I don't know, it's like 4 at this point, counting you.
Interesting. Are they all clerics like me?
No one is a cleric like you.
She has a big grin at that. You're not wrong.
Yeah, normies.
You know, I wouldn't be too smug. I'm your coach to getting you to having that first date lead to a second one.
Why do I need a
Get out of
second
jealousy.
date?
No, I was talking to Noctis. He has a date and he's socially inept, so I'm coaching him to not trip over himself.
Oh, okay.
I will seduce him with my awkwardness, okay?
This isn't like our trashy love novels. Real life doesn't care if you're awkward. We're at the magic shop. Let's just say we're at the magic shop, man.
Yeah, you guys have been having this argument the entire way there. And it's like as you're saying that final statement, you guys walk in the door and the guy like looks up. Would I be interrupting something here?
No, thank God. Take us out of this line of questioning.
Okay. So, from there, what do you require?
What are you selling?
What are you buying?
That typically entails what you're looking for. Do you have something you need to buy? Something you need to obtain?
Well, a few more healing potions definitely couldn't hurt.
Oh. And he pulls out. It's like, oh, of course. I have those within space.
Decides on the list of items that this shop sells.
I'm looking up. I need to look up.
Sane magic item prices.
Yeah.
I think I put a link earlier in the chat. Oh wait, it was before that. The murder. Oh, that was a different chat. Never mind.
So, he pulls out a large tray of a large tray that holds vials and small vials of varying size. So we have potions of healing, greater healing, and superior. Regular healing potions are only 50 gold. Greater are 200, and superior are starting at 1,500.
All right. How many normal ones do you have?
We have, and he like starts counting up, and you actually notice that like there are different corks in each one. The majority of them are black. Then there's ones of a light brown, and then ones of a red. He counts off the black. 20.
I don't mind taking two of those comments.
That'll be 100 gold.
I'll take 4.
That'll be 200. Anything else?
What else you got?
We also have various, I see you are intrepid adventurers. We have a variety of armor and armor.
Do you have any light armor?
And he kind of like gestures, and it's sort of this large open floor plan. Notably, you see that no matter where you are, he always has a way to see you. So,
Yeah, if you can pin that so we'd never have to look for it again.
there we go.
Thank you.
So, feel free to browse. I am open for most of today, so no rush.
Oh, before I go looking off anywhere, I found this pendant. I tried identifying it, but it wouldn't show me what it's capable of.
Oh, give that over here, and I should be able to help you.
I hand him the pendant of question mark.
And he puts it down in a circle along with a few items, sort of mutters under his breath as he slowly moves his hand over it. Huh. It is a necklace of the primal. I must warn you, it is to be classified as a weird magic item. So use it as you will. Beyond that, I am not certain what it does. It will require a attunement to fully learn it.
Ah, it's one of those. Gotcha. Alright, well, thank you for the translation.
So,
would you be interested in these random statues I have?
Well, they're made of good marble. The material can be melted down to serve in other objects. Huh. Yes. I'd say 20 per.
20 gold per statue?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to haggle him up to 30 per.
Roll persuasion.
Come on, Bard, don't fail me now. If I fail with a +9, I'm gonna freaking cry.
Very well, 30. But that's the highest I can go.
Thank you very much. And I give him all that.
And how many statues did you say you had?
I have 8.
30 times 8 is...
So I got 240 gold.
Yep. He hands you the 240. There you go. And he looks to you, Azrael. As you're searching through the area, do you want to find anything?
I'm trying to look through light armor.
Roll investigation. Alrighty. You did find a rather ornate set of armor. It has gold trim inlay, and for the most part looks fairly interesting. It feels light, yet pulling on it, it's sturdy. And also feels very, very cold.
I call out to the shopkeeper. Excuse me. What can you tell me about this set?
Oh, hmm, one
What set or this set?
that's it. One sec. It is leather. That is hmm. That is Armor of Resistance. It's a recent addition to my collection. It costs. It costs 6,000 gold. However, the price is worth it, as it gives complete resistance to a single type of damage. Though I have been told that type can be changed upon multiple forms of re-attuning. If you like, I could put the old item on hold for you if you cannot afford it right now. However, I would not be willing to let go of it without payment.
Do you have another sword on the lower end?
Um, I do not, sadly. If you're looking to increase your protection, I should have a few rings of protection.
And how much will those run?
Those run 3,500.
Wow, I got really lucky just finding one of those.
They are rather common on the field, I am told. Several adventurers who believe simply because they have one coin they don't need, they only require the ring. Rather tragic fate, but it is not my fault that they do not heed, that they do not take their own mortality seriously.
And if I were to sell these druid beads, how much will kind of get for these?
Uh, 25 gold.
Oh, I'll keep exploring.
All right. You find a few other things, a few swords that give +1, a few bows that do the same. You find bundles of arrows, each one marked with a symbol. One has a symbol that looks like fire, a few others. Similar identities, but not much.
Do they have any wands?
There are wands.
What type of wands?
So, do you have anything else you want to do, or?
He asks what type of wands there are.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. My bad. Wands of fireball, wands of illusion, a few wands of healing. There's also a wand of magic missile.
How much for the wand of fireball?
Hmm. Yeah, I gotta look through the list.
Mm-hmm.
3,000 or 3,000.
How many charges does it have?
6.
Oh, that's why.
A wand of magic missile, on the other hand, would only run you 800. However, it only has 6 charges itself. It also requires attunement, specifically.
You got paid so much, and yet we still can't afford anything.
Yep.
We're still D&D poor. Do you have any cloaks?
You'll have to look. I haven't updated the stock in a while, so I am not certain.
I know this might be foolish of me, but by any chance, do you have any manuals specifically one of quickness.
Oh boy, you.
Yeah, I know.
Even if they do, that's millions of gold.
I'm afraid to say no. I have heard of the item, and I know for a fact it is something that exists. The last I heard, there were. Hmm. As he sort of digs out an old book and like blows it off. Most of them were taken by Fae a few centuries ago. Though if you were desperate to find one, I'd take it up with a few private collectors. Though I doubt they'd hand it over. Though if you're simply wishing to read through it, I'm fairly certain they still wouldn't, due to its unique aspects.
Well, what I rolled to just be like going up and down the aisles and looking at what they have.
Um, if you go looking up and down the aisles, you find a few things. You find a cloak of billowing, a cloak of the manta ray, a cloak of many fashions, a cloak of protection, and a cloak of elven kind.
Just cloaks, nothing else.
Uh, you find cloaks. You also find various sets of armor, various rings of protection, a few enchanted swords and other various weapons, bundles of arrows for that are marked with damage types, as well as a few sets of gloves and hats.
Do they have a breast?
Could you repeat that?
Is there a breastplate there?
Um, no. All of it is light armor, no metal.
Okay. What are the gloves and the hats? Can I tell by looking at them?
Uh, the gloves are specifically for spider walking, and missile catching. The hat is for invisibility and disguise.
One is invisibility and one is disguise.
Yeah.
And you said that there was a robe of fashion. Am I to assume that that just changes your outfit?
If you would ask, the cloak of fashion, cloak of many fashions specifically.
Okay. I go up to the guy and I say,
While wearing this cloak, you
cloak.
can change. Yeah. Oh, the cloak of many fashions. That's a rather popular choosing amongst various clients. The robe is specifically can the robe is rather changeable. As he takes it and focuses for a second, it changes from a vibrant green to a billowing red, and also develops various how you would say tatters, tears, and holes along that bottom edge, almost like it is well worn. The cloak can take on any apparent style, markings, and various other aspects of the wielder's wishes. As you release it, it goes to a dull neutral gray, and the fabric seems of decent quality. Evidently, our last user forgot to reset it after it was done.
I go ahead and put the cloak back. That doesn't really interest me.
But by any chance, do you have a cloak of displacement?
No. The last two were bought some time ago, and I'm still waiting on. And I still am attempting to regain more materials to gain more of it.
Didn't you just tell me that there was a cloak of displacement?
No, there was a
No,
cloak
it's
of
close to the
elven kind,
mountain.
a cloak of there was a cloak of elven kind, a cloak of billowing, and a cloak of many fashions.
And the
Oh,
cloak of
and
the
the
mountain.
manta ray. Yeah.
Yes. The cloak is only 250.
I already said that I didn't want it and I put
Oh.
it back.
Oh, I didn't hear that
The
part. My bad.
no worries.
Too bad.
Do you do I see any jewels anywhere?
Um, if you're asking for spell components, you can ask him, and he pulls out like an entire tray of the stuff from behind the counter.
Oh, okay. So it's kept all behind the counter.
Yeah.
Okay. I
What
ask
do you need?
him. I ask him what he has in diamonds. Just how much he has.
I have 3,000. I have 3,000 gold's worth of diamonds. Specifically, do you need? Well, actually, that's split between 1,500 in solid diamond, and the other is in diamond dust. Uh, spells require different containers, as you can obviously guess.
How do you make diamond dust?
I have my methods. And it's like he
Um,
whispers to you, it's the shadow spell.
I'm I'm gonna say, do you have two that are worth 100 gold each, and do you have one that's worth 300 gold?
Yes.
Okay, so I spend a total of 500 gold on diamonds, and
Okay.
I have three small 100 pieces, and then I have one 300 piece.
So,
I'm actually really upset that they pulled the trigger on me.
from there. Does anybody else need anything? Um, Toki, you were interested in one of the wands? Toki,
Ah,
were you interested in some of the wands?
no, they're too expensive.
Ah,
If I was to place an order for a cloak of displacement, how much would it run?
a cloak of displacement. He actually pulls out a small ledger and starts flipping through, or less flipping through it, and just like opens it, and the pages start flipping themselves. It would cost 25,000 gold. It's a rather costly item.
I might come back for that actually.
As I've said before, I don't currently have that. That's just projected costs. And even then, you wouldn't have it right away. It would take months to create.
Huh. I'm unaware it took that long.
It is a rather rare and very costly magical item, sir. You must have known that.
Do I knew it was rare, but the actual creation of it eluded me.
Well, it
Yeah.
mostly serves to use the spell of displacement for a set period of time every day. It is a rather costly item, and from that, it is not that hard to, how I should say, create so much as it is a long process. I'm hopeful you understand. I do have a number of other cloaks if you wish for them. All are much less expensive.
I will say I will hold off for now. Anybody else need something?
I would like to go to a blacksmith.
Uh, shot in dark. Bracers of defense.
I do believe we have that. Yes.
Oh. How much would that be?
Aren't you supposed to be unarmored for those?
Nope. Hold on. Shit.
4,500.
Well, nope.
Yeah, no. While wearing these bracers, you gain a +2 bonus to AC if you're wearing no armor and using no shield.
Yeah. God damn it.
Hmm. Yes, I would be remiss. I would be woe to mention, sir, that you wouldn't be able to use them properly, shall we say. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Do you know where the best blacksmith is?
No, sadly. I mainly work with jewelers. Any armor or other things I have shipped in. I don't know of any. I'm
No worries. Are we ready to go?
hmm. Sorry, Holly, could you repeat that?
I'm asking the party if they're ready to go.
Yeah, that's not. There's nothing I can afford.
I would suggest the Cloak of Many Fashions. I would be convinced to go lower. They're fairly easy to create.
I look at him and say, I have a better cloak already, as you can tell. and it looks identical to his cloak of elvenkind.
Oh. Hmm. He looks at the others.
How much is the cloak of many fashions?
I think he said it was 250.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
Very well. It does not require attunement. And you can even change the length of it if you need to. So, and that is where we'll be. Does anybody else have anything else to do for the day?
I think she was trying to stop by a blacksmith to buy some armor.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's quick.
Sorry, yeah. You managed to find a blacksmith relatively easily. It's a fairly well-to-do establishment. The guy behind the desk is a bit of a gruffer man. Oh, hey, what do you need?
Hello there. Would you happen to have a petite-looking breastplate available?
What kind of armor?
That is a type of
breastplate,
armor.
please.
Sorry, I talked over you.
That'd be 400. They should have something. Go and check.
Okay. While he's leaving, I get the 400 gold ready.
He comes back out with a breastplate that looks about your size. It might be a bit weird, but
And while he's getting that, my cloak of many fashions now looks like I'm wearing a literal cloud of smoke and shadows around me. It's all cosmetics. I don't think it matters.
The breastplate or
No, I'm talking to my I've set the fashion bullshit.
Oh, Toki left. But yes, so that is where we'll be ending it for the night.
Thank you.
You guys had an impromptu fashion session after you looted a bunch of dead guys.
And paid off a mob boss.
Not even a mob boss, he was just an agent.
Underboss.
Yeah. Anyways, night guys.